up, everybody?
What's up?
Today we're going to be breaking down the As Promised Louder Than Life 2025 recap.
Yeah.
4 days of metal, and we're going to start with the first day. We've seen about 14 bands.
And this is a new thing for us. Never been to a big metal festival like that. He's been to some country ones, but who's counting?
Yeah, we did the Love and Life too, but that was nowhere near what this was at all.
Nah.
This was bigger.
This was something else.
Something else. There was like 6 stages. So the stages were, the 2 main stages were right beside each other. And pretty much it would get bigger artists throughout the day, and whenever one stage would be like have an artist on it performing, the other stage would have the next band set up, coming up and being built. So
as soon as the migration of the people from one side to the other was crazy.
As soon as
when they would go to one stage, you can go right up to the front of another stage. I really liked the way they had it set up.
I like the timing too. There was about 5 minutes in between sets, sometimes less or more, but it was
not a lot of fluff, not a lot of filler.
Yeah. So on the first day, we started with Winds of Plague, a band I didn't really know of or have heard of or listened to much before.
That was awesome.
It was cool. It was pretty heavy. This day was really heavy, and we kind of stuck to the main stage for the majority of it. And
we got to see Art Cruz. He played drums with Winds of Plague, his former band. He's a member of Lamb of God now, obviously, but we got to see him play with Winds of Plague and Lamb of God same day, so that was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Reunion.
And then the next stage was Fear Factory. They were pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been a Fear Factory fan for a long time, man. Finally got to see them. It was awesome.
Way more familiar with them than Winds of Plague, too.
Yeah, they kicked some ass.
And then back on our side of the stage was Municipal Waste. Probably my least favorite of the day, but it was still a pretty good set. It was different than anything, really. I guess you would consider that kind of like thrash, but it was kind of a playful set. They had the toxic waste buckets and stuff up. That was pretty funny, too.
Yeah, but not the rocking us all day for that, sure.
No, it was, I would say, like more like a Steel Panther kind of, like jokey kind of band, more than an actual serious band. And then we went to, on the other stage was Black Dahlia Murder. Probably the heaviest, like on turn. I mean, yeah, probably one of the heaviest bands that day.
Yeah.
Depends on who you're asking, though. But it was, I mean, it was pretty cool, though. I think we got out of the pit and kind of went and walked around, but I wasn't as familiar with them neither, but it was still pretty heavy.
Still early in the day.
Wild to see. Started getting hot then, too.
Yeah.
And then was Carcass.
Second time seeing Carcass.
Yeah, seen them open for Hatebreed.
I would see them again.
Yeah, they were good. I like Carcass. Yeah, that was pretty fun to see them. They were pretty cool. And then Cavalera was pretty fun.
Yeah, I really was looking forward to Cavalera.
Yeah, that was really
Never got to see Sepultura, so to see Cavalera was pretty badass.
Yeah, it's the closest thing, pretty much. They did, and they did Chaos AD in its entirety.
Yeah.
They played Chaos AD.
Seems like his mic kept messing up on him, man, and it sucked. I hated that for him.
Yeah. I was excited for him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it wasn't bad. The guitar did, too. You seen him throw it off at the end. And then...
so Max, probably wasn't too happy with what happened.
No, nobody
But it was still cool to see him, though.
And then was Exodus. We had to see Exodus. That was pretty cool. Another probably one of my least favorites of the day, but it was still pretty cool.
Yeah, they rock.
Yeah, they was cool. I think they've changed singers throughout the year, and from what I can remember, I liked theirs when they were there. He was pretty good, pretty fun set. Then we seen Kubla Khan on us. This was the only smaller stage band we saw throughout the whole day. And
Kubla Khan's pretty new on me, but I took a liking to him pretty quick, so we definitely made a trip over there to check them out for a few minutes.
Yeah, it was way more easy to accessibly get to another stage than we thought it would be, because we didn't think at all we would be able to see Kubla Khan because of the schedule then, but we cut some time and got to see them.
Made it happen.
Yeah, Cannibal Corpse was back on the main stages, and the sun was starting to go down around this time. It was Cannibal Corpse was pretty big to see. I think that's the shirt you wore that day.
Yeah, I had a Cannibal Corpse shirt on.
Corpse shirt.
What shirt did you wear?
I think I wore Slayer. I think I wore Slayer, which they headlined today.
Good decision.
But Cannibal Corpse was fun. I think
First time either one of us got to ever see them. So
yeah, First time for them. And then was Down, which is Phil Anselmo's band. It's kind of like a super group from the 2000s. We got to see Phil Anselmo twice this year with Pantera and Metallica earlier the year. So
it was a nice switch up, slow down a little bit, and take a breath of air after all of that heavy that we've been getting into. But yeah, Down was pretty cool, man.
Cool. For
pretty
what
chill.
it is, yeah. And then Marilyn Manson. This is when the hits and the bigger artists started coming in. We got Marilyn Manson. His set was fine. He's just, I mean, he's not my favorite, but it's odd. He's odd.
But it's a milestone to get to see somebody like that. So yeah, definitely interesting to see. Yeah. Didn't rock my balls off or nothing like that, but you know, had a good time, just enjoying the time, and he was a big part of it. A lot of fans was out there, so you know, the environment was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then we got to see Lamb of God on our stage, which is always just probably top 3 band to see live anytime. So that was fun. The whole setup and the set list was good as always. So it was always fun to see them.
Their sound kicked ass. Everything about the Lamb of God set was awesome.
It's hard to critique any performance or songs that they have. And then I think it got dark around this time. Rob Zombie came on. He was playing.
First time we ever got to see Rob Zombie. We've seen them together.
First time, yeah.
And yeah.
What was he playing? Killer. The White Zombie album, Astro Creep 2000. Yeah. Astro Creep 2000.
And then he played some hits too. So
hits,
pretty much the whole shebang we got out of that one.
We were pretty close up too for Slayer, who was the last one tonight, the headliner.
That was my big one that I needed to see.
Completed.
Because I've seen the big 3 out of 4. The big 4, I broke my leg at a concert and never got to see Slayer that night. So this was my next chance after they said they was going to retire. Didn't retire, came back, did this festival. Didn't even get to play it last year because the rain came in. So, you know, all these planets aligned for us to get to see them. And me and my baby got to see them together. So, awesome.
And you broke your ankle seeing Lamb of God, if that says anything. So, yeah. And then, Lamb of God, Slayer following Lamb of God again.
I didn't pace myself good enough. It was the first day at that 12-hour day festival, you know. So by the time Slayer got there, my knees felt like they were about to buckle. So we had to go out there in the grass, man. But I'm telling you, Danny Wimmer and the Louder Than Life Festival, man, got it set up nice. With the fake grass stuff they had out there. It was chill. I mean, you had huge pits you could get into. You had the grass area back there you could sit in. Didn't have to worry about wet, nothing. Man, everything worked out great.
I think choosing to go to this one, because if you don't know, Danny Wimmer is just a festival guy. He does about 6 of them throughout the country. And I think choosing Louder Than Life this year was like a no-brainer. Looking at the other lineups and setups and stuff, this one's just the most comfortable and had the best lineup by far.
Yeah, as soon as we seen the lineup, it was like locked in.
Yeah.
We got tickets as soon as we got the chance. But yeah, loved it.
So for the second day, we seen less artists, but it was still a pretty stacked day. We got there a little bit later. That's why it wasn't as stacked, I would say, because the first day we got there as soon as
I mean, none of them can compare it to the first day anyway.
No.
But yeah,
for our liking.
A little bit later.
Yeah.
But the first band we got to see was ICP.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 4th, 5th time I got to see him. 2nd time he's got to see him. Not quite as cool when you're not as close as like in a general admission small place, but always cool to see them dudes, man. Always been a fan. Yeah. They was shooting those damn bottles like 50 feet out there, man. I don't know how they do it. Might need to buy some fake
and then they made the MCR announcement.
After that
would be it was so like I guess they teased on social media Louder Than Life that they would announce one of the headliners for the following year. And it was My Chemical Romance. Kind of a big build up. Dad wasn't too happy with that. That's all we got to say about that. And then it was Dayseeker. Dad wasn't too happy with that.
Man, I hope everybody don't call me a hater or nothing, you know what I mean? But I got a certain style of music I like, just like the rest of us. And Dayseeker is not one of those bands I listen to.
No, it was
the MCR, My Chemical Romance. Not me, man, but maybe you. Who knows?
And then the band we were pretty excited to see was Mudvayne.
Yeah.
We had got to see them before with Megadeth in Charlotte, so that was pretty cool. But It seems like nowadays Chad's kind of squeezing out everything he can to the point where he doesn't have anything left.
He got nothing left
He's
in the
don't
tank.
got nothing left. Yeah, and yeah, a lot of people were laughing at him. He said while he was singing, he was really getting it out. And then
but they still rock. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, well, let's mention that there was half of this festival is in some kind of like ground to where like it's like what would you say, like some kind of grounds, festival grounds, something like that.
Like
But there's
maybe a fairground or something because
there's a theme park there.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna throw that in there because we seen them after Mudvayne. We went to the park after Mudvayne. Pretty much a roller coaster park.
Dude.
It's pretty cool. And then we seen Spirit Box. I don't really hate Spirit Box for what they are for the genre. I don't really hate Spirit Box. We've seen them once before with Korn.
We did see them with what, Korn
and Gojira.
Gojira,
yeah, that was a pretty cool show. So not bad, but
way better than fucking Dayseeker.
Yeah. And then we've seen Hatebreed on a smaller stage. This was the Loudmouth stage. I think this is the smallest stage there.
Probably one of my favorite parts of the whole festival.
It was awesome.
Man. I always love seeing Hatebreed. I got in the pits a couple times. I did crowd surfing out there. This is all at a little small stage, man. But I had a damn blast out there, dude. I'd see Hatebreed 50 times.
Yeah.
Looking forward to see him again. But that's just me. But
and
yeah,
then
that was awesome.
We got to catch Breaking Benjamin. What would you say, like 2000s, like rock, whatever they are, kind of with the Stain and Seether kind of group, and those guys are all
some new metal alternative. Hell, I don't know what they are.
Yeah, I guess they're just kind of like a mid band, not like super exciting, but they met my expectations, I'll say. And then
not a bad performance at all. Just
what you expected.
Yeah, exactly what you would expect.
And then we went off and seen Dream Theater at a smaller stage, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think,
Mike Portnoy drumming for him again. That's pretty huge.
That's awesome, yeah.
The singer, I can't recall his name, but he said he was sick at the time, but
I think it's James.
I don't think
James LeBry or James LeBry.
His vocals ain't all that anyway.
No.
Yeah. But cool band, man. I'm glad we got to see them. Yeah.
Yeah, and then going back to the main stage, we called the second headliner that night was Sleep Token. That's not really. I'm not a big fan of them. Sleep Token, the whole stage for that day was like kind of taken up with a curtain and kind of a wall behind it, as if like their setup was like unmovable. Yeah. So like the whole back wall was like a big old kind of looked like a rainforest thing with like pink grass on it or something. It was odd.
Yeah, they really definitely got the showmanship.
Yeah,
that's
the theatrics were awesome.
Just the music's not my style. But as
far as like
and that was the day too that, man, there were so many people at this place, dude.
Oh yeah,
you couldn't even we tried to go to another stage and see another band.
It was hard.
Couldn't even make it, man. Had to turn back around and just try to get back to where we was. Packed. I think it sold out that day for the first time or something is what I heard. Yeah. So Sleep Token definitely got a following. Mm-hmm. Just not my style of jams.
I think what we heard on like listening to their music before going to see them was not as good as seeing them live. I think they did better live than what I thought they were going to do. Like I thought the music wasn't as bad live as what I thought it would be. I thought it was a little bit heavier at some parts, but I
was laid back in the grass area a little bit on that one, but yeah, I mean they did their thing. I mean, trust me, I'm not stopping no show. These dudes bring in a crowd.
Yeah,
I mean a hell of a crowd, dude. It was packed.
Yeah,
I can't remember how many people they said was there. I think altogether it was like 240,000 or 400. I don't know. It was a crazy shitload of people.
Yeah. And then the headliner for the second night was Avenged Sevenfold. I would say probably my favorite one of the whole, or most excited for the whole time. I'm just a bigger fan of them than some of the other ones. I think they're pretty solid. I think they're right there with Slayer and stuff, and it was pretty fun to see them.
Yeah, they kicked ass.
Yeah, I think that they went good with the day. They fit the day. They got to headline over some good bands and some of the weaker ones too, so it fit for them to headline the second day.
Yeah, Avenged, man, they're a very legit band. Been around for a long time. I've liked them for a long time. Not the biggest fan or nothing, but I've liked them for a long time and never got to see them. So to finally get to see them, after taking a nap for Sleep Token. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
that was
enjoyed
cool.
it.
For the third day, and if you'll notice, each day kind of got like less heavy or more to our liking, I would say. It's pretty obvious if you look at who we said we liked and who's coming up and stuff like that. So just remember that. But for the third day, we kind of caught a little bit of Spine Shank. I think after we checked out the merch booth, we looked at Spine Shank for a little bit, caught a few songs, but not much.
Not much.
But
I remember from back in the day a little bit, but nothing groundbreaking for sure.
No. And then we got to see Acid Bath as we went to the main stage.
Acid Bath was pretty cool.
They were cool. I think that's more like sludge metal. Like it's kind of not like heavy, but they had some pretty heavy parts and cool parts.
Still pretty cool to see Acid Bath though.
And then again, we caught August Burns Red on a smaller stage, which was pretty cool. We caught them with Bullet Trivium earlier the year. So pretty much the same aspect or set list as what we saw earlier.
Yeah, we knew what to expect, and they brought it.
Yeah.
So good deal.
Then we got to see Kitty. I never really heard of them before this, so it was pretty cool to check them out. I didn't think they were that bad. I didn't hate on it or nothing like that.
I mean, I've heard of them growing up my whole life and all, but never got to see them live.
Yeah.
Not like, it didn't blow my hair back or nothing. But yeah, still pretty cool to see them after years and years.
Yeah, and then back on the main stage, we got to see Motionless in White. It's kind of like a Sleep Token thing and stuff like that. They got their fan base. Nothing heavy, but nothing terrible. They got their parts. Some of it's heavy, but like I said, they got their own fan base, and it's just not really my type either.
Yeah, I seen them.
Yeah, got to see them. Stone Temple Pilots, though, was pretty cool. Yeah. Obviously, the singer's been dead for years, but yeah, I mean, with any band like that, you kind of got a critique on how the guy does, and I thought he did a pretty good job. He did a good job. Yeah. I didn't think it was bad. They had a good time slot where they could play all their hits and stuff like that. So I thought it was a pretty good set list and a pretty good show. And like kind of like Down, I guess, kind of chilled it out for a little bit, but I thought they were fine.
Yeah, cool to see them.
Sticking to the main stage was
pretty cool.
I Prevail. I didn't really hate them neither. I thought they were fine. They were cool.
I don't remember much about I Prevail.
We've seen some cool parts from them. I guess it's similar to Motionless in White. Really, they have their own fan base and their own kind of sound.
I may be wrong, but I always put them in kind of the same category.
I mean, I guess some of it would be, yeah. But
one of them's heavier than the other. I think it's I Prevail.
Yeah. And then that wasn't bad, but still just it didn't pour all the way for us.
Motionless in White. I don't know. I don't really.
Got to give them some more listens, I guess. Yeah. We made our way to the smaller stages to check out Machine Head.
Yeah, Machine Head was rocking.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. I've always kind of liked their sound. They've always been kind of unique, and I wouldn't really know where to put them among other bands and stuff like that. But they got I would say they'd probably be groove metal, stuff like that. They kind of got their groove metal.
They owned that stage they was on for sure.
Yeah, that was
a lot of people down there. It was packed.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. And then we was down there for Cypress Hill, which was really cool too.
Yeah,
Cypress Hill's cool.
Been wanting to see them for a long time.
We had tickets to see them a couple of years back, and they canceled it. So it was cool to finally see them.
Yeah, it was fun to see them, man. That was awesome. I enjoyed that one.
That was, well, they usually have like 2 or 3 like rap kind of bass, like ICP and Cypress Hill and
Tech Nine was there. We've seen a little bit of Tech Nine.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I think a little bit of the rap's cool. What rap they have, I think.
And them Shoe Shy boys.
Yeah, they were pretty big that day. But yeah, Cypress Hill was cool. And then we went back to the main stage for the remainder of the night, called A Perfect Circle. It was kind of what I expected again, unique. It was different. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I didn't really hate it. I feel like any of Maynard James Keenan's bands would be like that, Tool or
I've seen Tool live, and A Perfect Circle is not Tool.
No,
but it is Maynard, and you can tell. So not bad. It's all right.
And then the second headliner for the night was Bad Omens. I can't really say the same for them and like Sleep Token or Motionless or nothing because they really didn't have heavy parts. But like I said, that's just they got their fan base and I'm not in it. So that's just where that stands. Not much to say,
more
but
power to you guys if you are, man. I mean,
yeah,
they did their thing and all, just not my thing.
No. And then the night closed with Deftones was the headliner. It wasn't a bad show at all. I didn't. It wasn't as strong or powerful as the past two headliners, Slayer or Revenge, but it was pretty cool for what it was. I got what I expected, to be honest. Played all the hits and had a pretty decent set list. It was pretty good. They came out with a bang. I didn't mind it.
And just to see a band that you've known for years and years and years and never seen them, and then finally get to see them, you know what I mean? It's a big thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed Deftones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did good.
For the last day, the fourth day, we've seen a good bit of bands, but as I mentioned there, the decline in like heaviness and likability for these days were kind of obvious.
In our opinion.
Yeah. But we kind of broke in and seen the Loudmouth stage first. We got to check out Dying Wish for a few songs, and
they sounded pretty good, man. Pretty heavy.
Yeah, we didn't really expect to see them, so we can't really say we expected anything or anything, but yeah.
And I would rather see a band I don't really know that's heavy than a band that I do know that ain't heavy. But that's just me.
And then we headed to the main stage to see Tech Nine. That was pretty cool.
We didn't get to see much of him. We was walking, and it was a pretty good walk, but yeah. Been a long time fan of Tech Nine, and just to see him there and hear some of his jams, you know what I'm saying? Pretty cool.
Yeah. We got to catch Crossfade, which was pretty different. We didn't get a lot of them.
Looking back, we did. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, that was pretty. It was pretty unique, though. I guess they just reunited last year or the year before, so.
Thank God.
Yeah. I guess they're just kind of in that group of like 2000s rock. They're fine, but nothing really special about them, I would say.
All right.
And then on the small stage,
you're gonna see them at a place like this with them, a bunch of other people.
That's how a lot of these festivals are. Instead of going out and getting
Crossfade tickets,
just see them there.
Got to see them, so.
Which is kind of a good thing, though.
Yeah,
it's a good thing. And then on the smaller stage, we got to see Queensryche too. That was cool. I don't really know anything or much about Queensryche at all.
No.
They're a pretty big name. I've heard the name 1,000 times. But
I've heard the name. I never really seen the logo. Apparently, I got their logo tattooed on my back. Yeah. I didn't know.
Might need to show you guys that picture too and see what you guys think of that too.
Yeah, write down in the comments if you want to see my Queensryche tattoo, and then I'll show it to you, and you tell me if it's Queensryche or not.
And then we winded back up at the main stage again to check out We Came as Romans.
Yeah, they rock pretty hard.
Yeah,
I didn't know much about them, but yeah, I enjoyed them up there.
It. Yeah, it was heavier than I thought it would be.
And that's what I was looking for.
Yeah. And then we caught Slaughter to Prevail. I'll let you break that down.
Yeah. Alex Terrible.
If you've seen the last video, that's the shirt he had on.
Love it, man. Probably one of my favorite bands right now, for sure, without a doubt. Love to go see them again. Funny story, when they was on there, we was all back in the grass area, and I was like, nah, y'all can stay back here. I'm hauling ass up front. I want to get in this wall of death and some of these mosh pits, Went through a couple of mosh pits to get to the front, but got so far up to the front, and it was so packed. I mean, they had so many fans, and it was so packed, and everybody was excited that it was too tight for the wall of death in the front where I was at. So I went all the way up there to get to the wall of death, and the wall of death ended up back where we were sitting originally. So I missed out on that one, but maybe next time.
Me and my girlfriend went to check out some Testament while he was in the pit too, which was pretty cool. We didn't get to see a lot of it at all.
I wanted to see Testament, but I was stuck. I couldn't get out.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I was stuck there for 3 people's sets.
3 sets,
yeah. For them and Knocked Loose and Ways of War.
Yeah.
I couldn't get out. They wouldn't let us crawl over the front, so I ended up just barely getting out of the back after 3 whole sets.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where I like to be, so I had a great time. 3 kick-ass bands right up front. All the moshing you want to get into. It was awesome. I wish I wouldn't have missed a wall of death, obviously, but I'll get it again.
Yeah. Wage War was next. I kind of got what I expected with them. I think we listened to Wage War was one of the bands we kind of listened to and studied up on, like with Kubla Khan and stuff before the festival actually came. So it was cool to finally see them, and it was nothing short of what I thought it would be.
No.
It was a pretty good set.
Definitely not disappointed at all.
Pretty fun. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed them.
And then we saw Knocked Loose, kind of the same kind of realm. I don't think we listened to them as much, and they did kind of surprise me, but I think it was their hometown show, and it was a pretty big deal to see them there. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I had fun seeing them. I've heard of them a lot.
Yeah.
And the environment was killer because a lot of people like them. They got a lot of fans, so, it's intense. It was hype up there.
Mm-hmm. And then I think we got back together and met up after you got out of the pit with 3 Days Grace.
Things loosened up a bit.
I thought it was pretty cool. I kind of studied up on them myself and tried to listen to them a little bit when they was on tour with Disturbed. We missed that leg, which I was hoping we'd get to see, but luckily we got to see them later that year. They just reunited with their former lead singer, and that was pretty cool.
Now they got Dose singers.
They got 2 singers now. So that was pretty cool. And then we kind of broke off to the smaller stages again to see Bruce Dickinson, Iron Maiden's frontman.
Yeah, had to make an effort to see Bruce.
And that was pretty big.
One of the most stand-up guys in the metal scene ever.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Legendary guy. Had to go try to see him.
It was a pretty cool show, really. Different than Iron Maiden, if you're wondering that, is different. But
we'd never seen Iron Maiden, but
they're headlining Louder Than Life next year.
Yeah, coming up 2026. They're going to be the first day headliner.
Yeah, we got that review coming.
We've been needing to see them for a while anyway. Trying to get the old patch on the old jacket, you know what I mean?
In this moment was at the smaller stage too. We kind of hung around and listened to them, and it's more of a show for us than it is the music. They got some pretty cool theatrics and costumes, but
I used to date a girl. She was real into them. I feel like it's more of a strong female vibe, but not a bad band at all.
No, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And then we got to catch Evanescence on the main stage, which same
big female vibe.
After Evanescence, though, we got to catch Suicide Boys.
Not really. From afar.
I don't really know why they was there. I don't really get it.
They might be cool. I don't know.
I think it's a sleep token.
I don't think it's my staff.
They got their fans, I guess, but it's a
and it was
metal
way up there. What was it? Second to last
headliner. So that's what I'm saying. It was a
headliner on stage too.
Yeah, they got the rappers there and the kind of rap influenced bands or artists there, but to see one actually that high up in the day and like almost nearly headlining it was kind of crazy.
Yeah, pretty well.
Bring Me the Horizon was the last headliner, the last band of the festival.
It's not for me, man. We went ahead and
they got their
packed
fans.
it up.
Yeah, we only seen about 2 songs. The intro was really cool, like the AI girl. She was kind of saying something, but it was pretty cool. But very underwhelming music to start off with, and
it's not my style.
Not at all.
I don't think that's how they should have ended that
festival.
Awesome festival.
I think they should have flipped it.
They got a lot of fans, I'm sure. We're just not fans of them. No. But
yeah.
Well, that was the festival, guys.
Yeah. That'll do it. We're hoping to get back out there and do it again this year. Yeah. And hopefully we can get a better lineup. Not saying this one was bad, but better is always best. That'd be nice to see some heavier bands. Finally get to see Iron Maiden. So that'd be cool. And that'd be cool to get on that train. Finally
y'all stay tuned in with us, man. I mean, it's going to be a long ride, man. Y'all take this ride with us. Yeah. 2026, just now getting started.
We got shows coming up next week. We got album reviews, other concert reviews, and all kind of crazy stuff.
Out of the box this year with a couple. My man's going out of the box.
Yeah,
so
some things
y'all
we
stay tuned to see what we got
see.
coming up, man. It's going to be pretty wild shit to talk about.
Like and subscribe, comment, share these posts, and we'll
help
see
us
you
out,
guys.
man. Help us out.
Help us. We'll see you guys on the next one.